Hey everybody, it's Bus, continuing our playthrough of the Path of Champions. Today, we're taking on the 3-star quest, the Collector of Souls, doing battle up against Thresh with our 2-star Evelynn. And so to get you familiar with Evelynn, the star powers, we get the +1 starting mana. The first time you kill a follower each round, that's a non-champion unit, we get a fleeting copy in our hand. And then the big build around for Evelynn, the Peak of Ecstasy. When you level up an allied champion, you give allies everywhere +1/+1. To tie into this level up ability, we use the Crown Guard's Inheritance so that whenever we rally up or level up, we get a rally. You rally up and get a level. When you level up, you get a rally. And then, as we'll see in these games, it is of paramount importance that we draw Evelynn every game. We can't really win games without her, and so we're playing the Chameleon's Necklace to give us 2 additional copies of Evelynn in our deck. And so, that's what we're doing battle with today. Let's go ahead and head on in. Start up that adventure. Pull up the opponents. See the Trendemirs of the world. Light up our day. Head on into battle. Okay, so we're going to get some good powers here. Let's give it a shot. And so when you summon an ally, give it Challenger. Not that great. Create and hand a fleeting copy of the last non-fleeting card that you played. Don't think we're going to get tons of usage out of it. We tend to have enough value coming out of our star power that puts the follower into our hand every turn, and so I don't think we need Memory Game, but Nature's Revenge is fine. This isn't a epically strong one in terms of what our deck can do with it, but getting these attack tokens getting these saplings on every attack token can be pretty useful, especially considering that we can rally and get additional saplings whenever Evelynn levels up. And so, on to battle against the spiders. When the foe attacks, they summon an ephemeral attacking copy of Arachnoid Horror. Alright, so what do we got here? As you're going to see with these games, we want to be starting with a Huskmaker and an Evelynn. We got that all here. The thing we're going to have to consider, though, is a couple of things. Salter can't block a Fearsome, and Vora can. And so I kind of want to keep both. I think I'm just actually going to keep this entire hand. It's just slightly awkward in that the way I suspect this is going to go is we just don't play anything on turn 2, bank up that 2 mana, and then look to play Vora on, I guess, our turn 2, our 3rd mana token, to be able to block some of these spiders. Alright, so Sapling on board. Of course, we draw Domination now, but Vora should be a little bit better than Domination. She can block an Arachnoid Horror and survive. Not the nicest thing anyone's ever done. We'll go ahead and drop the Hate Spike. Not going to be able to play the Husk this turn, but I definitely want to have a Husk next turn. Right, so the only real downside here is we don't have a way to shut down this attack, right? If you can kill off this unit, then the opponent can't attack here, but we don't have the tools to do that. I don't think we're gonna take any more damage here. He's gonna need another unit, but didn't play out quite how I wanted it to. No, only taking one's not that bad. Oh, it's a 4 attacker. Oh no, he's got the Vile Maul getting all the stats. F. Okay. Fine, dude. Let's see what we can do with our elusives. I think we can still finish the game next turn. We can open attack with Domination, hit for 4, and then play Evelynn and get the level ups. I think that should be enough to end the game, but kind of lame what opponent's doing to us here. Oh, noes. Oh, Vile Feast. Okay. I'll take it back. Didn't hit an elusive. Alright, feels better.
You must have heard the screaming. I'm starting to get jealous.
Alright, it's a 7 health Evelynn. I think that means we get close enough. I'm no master of determining Evelynn's size as these level ups happen, but I think we'll be close. Got there exactly. I mean, I planned it that way. Alright, here's even a little bit more. Good stuff.
I said
All right, just in case we'll hook these additional units in, but it should have been good with the elusives. GG, my friends. Next battle, please.
It's over so soon.
All right, so the post-battle spoils. What do we got here? Voice of the Risen can be quite good with Evelynn, right? Evelynn's a very easy champion to level up, which then activates the voice. I think I'm okay with that, especially given the barrier's a nice defensive measure to get this on the board. So if we need to add her on turn 3, then Evelynn on turn 4 or something, then that works out nicely. You could look towards Scuttlegeist. He should be kind of close to free, but we don't have any issues with big units. Our units are big enough as long as we've drawn Evelynn. So let's take the Voice of the Risen into the support champion here. We're going to be looking for some kind of removal spell. Now, ideally not something like Cataclysm, because as we think about these battles, we're going to be going up to battle with Tryndamere, and that has the Tryndamere ability that gets across all of the units. And so basically when a unit dies, it comes back with tough and +1/+1. And so we're looking for kind of specific removals, right? We want stuns, we want things like stress defense, recalls, just not damage-based removal spells, and then not kill your unit things like a vengeance. And so here, I don't think we want any of these. Let's take a roll, see if we can't find something a little bit closer to that removal we're looking for. And here, the Bard with Cosmic Binding is fine, right? Cosmic Binding is a little bit expensive, but has that stun built into it. I think that's exactly what we're looking for here. Okay, so moving forward, we can either head to the spells chest to the right, the shop in the middle, or the champion item chest up top. Assuming these are battles that we can both win, we're going to want to head towards every champion item chest. And so I think the Camaveran Soldier is doable. The foe's ephemeral units have +3/+3. And come up here and just get us an extra copy of Evelynn. Our deck's getting a little top-heavy here now that we picked up 2 bards. Extra copies of Evelynn and 2 copies of Voice of the Risen, so we are going to want to cut some of this expensive stuff out. But we're off to at least a reasonable start in terms of what our deck is looking for. Alright, he's adding units and stuff. I don't know if I approve of that. Let's see, we're at least ready with some blockers out here now. The Onslaught of Shadows. So these things are going to be big, right? They have +3/+3.
Warm your body, warm your soul.
Lots of damage is coming at us. All the damage is coming at us. So he's out of cards after this, but man, there's no denying that's a lot of health lost here. We could have maybe blocked the Oblivious Islander just to take an extra point of damage but get the unit off of the board. But I think this is okay. We get to, with our sapling thing now, we get to say open with our sapling. Then we can play Evelynn. She's gonna flip because we have a husk on the board. We'll get a fresh sapling and then be able to take down the stirred spirits. These ephemerals will go away. And then hopefully Evelynn's blocking will be enough for the next turn.
Painful. That's it.
There's a elusive husk in here as well. Those are always good ones to be hitting. Here, yeah, I'm going to leave the soldier on board. The stirred spirits is less stats, but it lets him pass out ephemerals, and I don't want those big damages coming in. We can block the Camaveran soldier as it is.
Does death follow me or peace?
I guess, like, the value in me wants to play the Voice of the Risen, but I think we should probably just be adding Dominations and Salters so that we can match opponent for blockers here. Right, he has 1 card in hand. If he plays another unit, I want to be able to play another unit, and then we can block everything that they have. To where if we add the Voice of the Risen, we're not able to get as many dudes on board. Okay. So we'll just prevent maximum damage, take 4, fall to 11, then we'll easily close out the game next turn. I think. I say easily, but we might actually be a little bit short here.
Don't waste my time.
Oh, we had another elusive husk. That goes a long way in terms of finishing these games.
Impress me.
Alright, so here comes the Voice of the Risen. Give us some serious stats on this board, and I think that'll be enough to get the victory.
I said walk.
These are 36. Looks good. We got him.
Again sometime.
Alright, so we did take pretty reasonable chunks of damage there. You might need to find some heal along the way, but reasonable enough start. Now, these cards are all trash, just so expensive. I think we actually need to come in and re-roll this stuff just to look for 1-drops or 2-drops, something that we can play in the early course of the game. And Mighty Poro's fine in that sense. We can play him on turn 2. He can do some reasonable blocking. He can come up here into this Mist Wraith battle and block some of those. So that's good. And now here with Evelynn, this is fantastic. Adding in the mana deposit, this solves a lot of our problems. Being able to play the 4 mana unit on turn 3 twice. Getting that mana back, I'm pretty excited for. And so heading on into the Mist Wraith battle, when the foes' Mist Wraiths die, they shuffle them back into their deck, and then they draw 1. Very easy for them to just get full boards of Mist Wraiths. Usually look to take a little bit of damage in the early game so that we can not just like immediately flood the board with them, but we'll see how it turns out. Interesting. Do we want to just go ahead and give up on the sapling? I think that's okay. We have our little Fury Dragon on the board. Can add the Salter next turn and get the Evelynns going. Sure, play removal spells and stuff. That's just about as good as we could hope for.
Plenty of fire to go around.
Oh, we did that backwards. We should have played Bird first. I think it'll be okay, though. We're going to play Evelynn after this, so we'll open with Salter. Then we get to play Evelynn and get all of our mana back.
Was hoping you'd stop by. She's been missing you.
Has she? Maybe I'll satisfy her cravings.
All right, watch all the animations go.
See what's inside. That was hot.
That was hot. It has so many saplings now. They're going to do a pretty decent job taking down these Wraith Callers and stuff. On board with that. But we still have a bit of mana here, so I'm going to add the Enraged Husk. Get that cycle going. Then we can... Can we follow up with Vora? Yeah, we'll still have space on the board. I want to have a Husk on board next turn so that we can flip our Evelynn and get the rally. I don't think I killed too many units. She should be at 5 now, right? Yeah. 6 allies. Fewer than 6 allies have died this game. Did I mess this up? These guys are definitely going to die. I'd like to have a rally next turn, but I might have messed that up. Yeah. She has 7 dead allies now. We wouldn't have been able to get around that, though. Those saplings would have died at the end of the turn. It's okay. We're pretty far ahead on board, and we can block whatever he adds. Oh, just gonna go that removal route, huh? Okay. No complaints here. No complaints. Alright, so we'll add a Husk, we'll add a Bird, and then we'll just be good to open kill next turn.
Scream for
check all these units. All right, here they come. 27 into 7. I bet that'll do it. Uh-oh, he's doing stuff. Here comes the burst unit. All right, 21 into 7. GG.
It's always over so soon.
So soon. GG's. All right. So what do we got? Again, Guiles, kind of useful, but I think I'm more interested in this barriered bird, right? The things we're looking for, cheap units, and then non-kill spell interactivity. And so that's where the Guile fits in, right? We can just say, okay, I'm just going to stun your Tryndamere for a turn. It's kind of nice that it just starts in your opening hand, and so that is a reasonable way to do it, but I think we get a lot of similarity out of Bird coming down with Barrier. Like, I get that Tryndamere has Overwhelm and he can just punch through that way, but I think this is okay. Now we can head to a gold chest or a shop. I want to hit up the shop, see if we can't find those removals that we're looking for. And so Crystal Arrow kind of works. It's a little bit slow, but it is a Frostbite. Otherwise, not too interested in these. And then the power, summon an ally, give it 1/1's not that, well, that does actually work nicely with our husks, and so maybe we'll go that way. All right, so Crystal Arrow, rush them down, and then however many more copies of Crystal Arrow we can get. Is that all of them? Okay, sounds good to me. Into the healer. This is tough, right? These are, overwhelming kind of units with Tryndamere, right? Each round, the first time the foe's unit would die, it gets tough, overwhelm, fearsome instead. That's that Tryndamere flip ability applied to all of the units. But I'm curious if we can't get out of this one without healing. Maybe we'll be okay. Let's cut a card. Steam, you're expensive. You've been cut. On to Tryndamere. And so again, the first unit that would die, it says, hey, I do not die. I get trample. I get overwhelm. Get all that good stuff. So let's see. I think we can just start with Sultur and then try to mulligan into Evelynn. And wouldn't be opposed to finding birds or whatnot, but pretty reasonable start here. It's nice with Evelynn as well, with that mana coming back, that we should be able to just come in and strike something after that. So, powerful little plays that we can do. Now, the thing with this turn, I want our first unit to get killed to be this husk down here. So I'm going to drop the Warden's Prey first. Then, not a lot of reason to be attacking this Unscarred Reaver. We need to just build up like a big OTK turn. So I think that's good. Now, our question is going to be, do we want to add Evelynn? Or do we want to save her for the next turn? We can't pick up the rally on this turn, but I'm not like super interested in this husk, right? Challenger's not that strong. We really want to be hitting Elusive or Overwhelm. But like, given the amount of units we've had die this game, I think that we might get 2 level ups out of Evelynn, and she's just kind of safe to add right now.
She's been missing.
Has she? Maybe I'll satisfy her cravings.
Mind if I slip into something a little more painful?
Okay.
Scream for me.
Right, we've seen 3 allies die, so we can come into this next turn and still get an Evelynn level up. Give that +1/+1 to all of our units again. Is it worth... What are we at? 5 of 6? No, we need to wait till next turn. Okay, we can stop there. Alright, so I would like to make an open attack. If we can kill off some of these units and just activate that Tryndamere ability now, that would be ideal. The one I would want it to activate on is the Unscarred Reaver. So he's going to be our first target. Then we should be able to kill the Ancient Yeti, right? He's gone. And then the rest of our units can just make their normal attacks. Uh-oh, he's got cards, though. Entomb onto Evelynn. That's annoying as fuck. Right.
Keep going.
Do we get our mana back from that? No. This game's dumb. What a dumb game. Alright, but now we do get that level up on our Evelynn. We get to get the bonus across all of our units. We get the rally. Lots of powerful stuff we can do this turn. It looks like we're going to be short of the lethal, but we're in a pretty good spot to end this shortly after. Took him to like 5, so we should be good. The only thing to really kind of like worry about with this upcoming turn is the Cosmic Binding stuns as the second ability. So right, it does 2 damage to a unit and then stuns another. If your opponent only has 1 unit on the board, then you can't stun it. You can only deal 2 damage to it, and so a little bit awkward in that sense. But it doesn't seem like opponent has anything worthwhile here, so I think we're okay. All right. Oh, we did have a husk on the board. I missed it. I didn't want to lose out on Vora getting that unit, but it's not going to be it's not going to matter. Let's be real. Bird, you're going to take this one down handily. All right. So well done, fam. A little bit of an awkward draw from Tryndamere here, though. I will give him that one, as they were playing a lot of Entombs early.
Yes, I bite.
Blessed by snow and stars.
Catalyst, not quite enough.
This would be a
Ice Shard.
winter.
Alright, still lethal. Oof. GG. Drop them mad emotes, bro. Sorry you so mad, bro.
Love it. I want more.
Hey, good stuff. Now, take more Evelyns, of course. The Phage isn't really necessary here. There are some nice times with Phage as to where we like with that sequence there where we had to make an open attack and then we played a secondary unit to get the Evelynn to flip. Evelynn doesn't do a whole lot on the level 1 side, and so Phage lets her operate a little bit better there, but I think I'm just more interested in having Challenger. Let her pick and choose some of the battles that she's able to get into. Alright, then we get to pick a power. Anything good here? Not really. I think I'm just going to go with the Challenger thing. Like, I don't want the Diaz, I don't want the Nab, but I also want to hang on to this reroll, right? We're trying to really limit the expensive stuff that comes into our deck, and so if we get into these, like, post-battle spoils and we have to take a card and it costs, like, a 5, a 6, and a 7, I'd like to be able to reroll that. So I'm going to go with Duelist. Ties nicely into our Evelynn, just having permanent Challenger. But it'll be okay. I'm not that upset about it. So moving forward, we have a gold chest or a spells chest. I'm leaning towards just going for the gold. I know that there's going to be some shops up in here, and I, again, want to limit just the turds we're adding to our deck. And so we can do battle with the Ethereal Remitter. Round start, the foe kills their weakest unit to summon a random follower that costs 2 more. Now that all of our units have Challenger, we should be able to just keep their board really clear and never let them get this update. This was always a tough battle in the labs. You have to, back when the Lab of Legends was a thing and not not fully the path of champions. This could be a challenging battle sometimes. That was the key strategy there, was to just try and keep your opposing units off of the board 100% of the time. Right, well, nice draw on Bird. Right, see, he's going to add stuff. Ideally, he wants this stuff on board next turn, but we're going to get kills on most of it. He will get to upgrade through the prey, but this is our exact ideal, right? If he doesn't have units on the board to upgrade, or if he's just upgrading zeros and ones into twos and threes. Those are both pretty positive outcomes for what we're trying to do.
What's that noise?
I should stamp you out like the insect you are. Don't waste my time.
What do you got? He's adding more stuff, sure. Well, you're about to have a pretty full board. Let's just stop what we can. Right, and now we can start attacking this again with Evelynn next turn.
Impress me.
I'm curious if he'll block our domination. Well, we're not going to have good enough attacks with it. He has multiple units that will kill it. So I'm going to take down the 3-cost unit here. Again, just try and limit what they're able to put on the board. Now we can add Evelynn.
You must have heard the screaming.
She's going to give us all this mana back. Very kind, very nice.
See what's beneath while I see what's inside. That was hot.
That was hot.
Impress me.
And we can't get 2 units on the board, unfortunately. Everybody we play is going to have Challenger, and we can kill a bunch of stuff this round, but we can only afford 1 unit. That's okay, though.
To speak and be heard. That is true power.
All right, so let's kill some stuff. There goes the Scuttlegeist. Next, let's take down these 3 power units. Now we can attack with Domination at the end, take down a 1-attack unit. Looking pretty good, limiting them to those smaller plays, small upgrades. I like it.
Scream for me.
No rallies next turn, though. We didn't manage it that well. Our Evelynn's definitely staying on level 2 side. Right, well, thanks for the heads up that you're gonna that you're gonna drop the Withering Wail. You can't hit that with a Last Caress. This doesn't target,
Heed our words.
but I think it's still okay enough. We'll get rid of Domination. It's not that big of a deal. This game's done. Oh, sure, though. Kindly Tavern Keeper to take us back up to full. Why not? Why not? Should we have fought harder to get Overwhelms? I think we'll be okay. We just hit the Elusive Husk, and so we can give Elusive to Evelynn. Our Voice of the Risen has Overwhelm. I think we can still finish this turn. So I'm going to add Vora first. She only does vanilla damage, so I want her to have Elusive. Then we can follow up with a Mighty Poro. Let it do its Overwhelm thing. Looks like we're there. We got 23 with the Evelynn and the Vora.
Yes, I bite.
Speak as one.
Says we're sending 41 into 21. I bet that's enough. Whew, good game. Gotta hydrate after that one.
Let's do this again sometime.
All right, I'm ready. I'm psyched. I'm hype. Let's go. All right, so don't really want any of these, but see, this is why I wanted to hang on to the reroll. I guess we can upgrade Warden's Prey. I'm not excited about it being more expensive, but It's definitely cheaper than this Do Nothing Meduli and Steam, and so... Alright, not awesome, but whatever. Take the golds, please and thank you. Into the shop. What do we got here? The power. Enemies have neg 1 attack is always good. Otherwise, we could look to pack mentality. This is a nice way to help us close out these games when Evelynn can't hit the right keywords and everything, but I don't think we really need it. It's kind of a win more card in a lot of times, so we'll let it go. We could also look towards the kind of the same thing and give it all, but the randomness is not that amazing as well. So I'm going to just let all of those go. Again, I'm going to pick up the disarmed, and we'll head on. We have another shop up here to the right if we want to go. What's this? I don't want the Scribe of Sorrows. I think these are... the Evershade Stalker can be a fairly challenging battle, so I'm happy enough to go up against the Yetis. And then when the foe's Yeti dies, they create an enraged Yeti in the top 3, and then they get Yetis everywhere, get 1/1 and cost 1 less. Sure. Okay, unfortunately everybody's here is so expensive. We'll hang on to Vora, hang on to Evelynn. See if we can't find a cheap play. Found one. Might try and do a little bit of damage to us, though. Just take the Fury. Alright, well, he's getting those Yetis right from the start. I think it's okay. We'll be fine. I think we're like we're stat heavy enough to where I don't care if he's dropping enraged Yetis. So we'll add Vora. As it stands, we can get a nice open attack next turn. Still nice even with this Babbling Bjerg on the board, and then get a refill with Evelynn. Now, it's a little more challenging with the enraged now. We should still be good though. Right, this all looks like a pretty promising attack. Can pull in here. Can still attack with Vora, maybe clean up this Yeti Yearling. And then after this attack, we can play Evelynn, get all of our mana back, play Voice of the Risen. We'll get a sapling as well. Since we rally, the sapling should be big enough to kill the enraged Yeti now. We're looking to be in a pretty powerful spot. Icy Yeti coming to mess up our schemes a little bit, but I think we're still strong.
See what's beneath while I see.
Might just be big enough to take him down now. We're gonna have this big barriered Voice of the Risen. She's ready to do some work. Okay. Popping the spell shields. That rather play Bard. we've certainly leveled up that Bard easily. We can just play him next turn. It's just not that important.
That is true power.
More enraged. Okay. Yeah, this all worked out. So we can take down the 7/8. Evelynn can take down a 7/8. The sapling can take down the 7/5. And now we're just kind of at this point to where if he plays a 10/10 Yeti and that's his only thing for the turn, great. You know, good job. Did we just lose our Evelynn there? Did I mess up something amongst those attacks? What went wrong there in the middle? I missed something. We lost our Evelynn and I don't exactly know what happened, but she a 7/8? I don't remember. Sad noise, I guess. Alright, Bard. Well, you gotta carry the squad now. We messed it up, and so you have to solve our problems. Okay, so the 9/1 Yeti doesn't have Overwhelm. That's an easy block. We're gonna take a hit from the captive. I think that's okay-ish, because we get to at least kill it at the end of the day. Oh, that's what the problem was. I forgot about that. Whenever a Yeti dies, they all get the +1/+1, and that was what took our Evelynn down. Okay. Well, at least our blocks there didn't ruin anything. All right, I got you. I got you, Yeti's opponent. Another Voice of the Risen. Cool.
Ain't no shadows in here, friend.
We unfortunately don't have the rally type plays anymore, but we're still looking pretty strong on this board. All right, let's double check and make sure we do this one okay. This is fine. We're barriered into a big unit. We can now send Sapling into Yeti Yearling. Don't care, right? We're going to lose that unit anyways. Small guy into his guy, sure. And then 22 at the back end. Okay. Ooh, does that mess anything up? We should still be okay. Voice of the Risen falls to a 14 attack. Okay, okay. Ooh, that could have been scary. I was not expecting the removal spells to come out of opponent, but we're good at the end of the day. So he gets a big Yeti. Not that scary. Neither of these have Overwhelm. Let's just add in the Viper Worm so we can block both of them this turn.
Tough day, friend.
Alright, Domination in. Need to hit an Elusive or something. Something not terrible. Snatching up our birds. What you got for us, deck? Evelynn? No, not yet. Mighty Poro, still a good draw. There's Evelynn. So she's already leveled up, right? You can have level 1 Evelynns that when you play it, she's going to hit the board, then just level up, but she's already flipped here. So we can add her. We don't have to worry about losing out on the rallies or anything since she's not going to give us any extra ones. Now we can play Bard's Call. Nothing big there. We could have sequenced this a little bit better, I guess. We could have got that Husk on the board, but I think this turn's okay from this point. So let's see. We have 4 units with Challenger. Only one of them has Overwhelm, though. So where does this get us, right? Is this a lethal? 30 into 25? Good. And then Bard isn't a Yeti, so he shouldn't boost the Enraged Yeti, right? Right. We can hook here. Hook down here. All right. Barring any crazy shenanigans, I think that should end the game. Looks like it did. GG. It's all right. Yeah, they got a little sloppy there in the mid game. That turn where we lost our Evelynn was certainly problematic, but got a little bamboozled with the way that combat was happening. It's things happen. It's okay. So, all right, what do we got here? Hate Spikes to copy. Not excited about Vora with the spell bonus. Not excited about it either, but can't remember the entire unit suite coming out of this Thresh. Guess we can go double Hate Spike. It's a powerful spell to copy, I guess. All right, and into the shop. The power. What you got? Stacked against them. The first time you play. Or hang on, the first card you play each round costs 1 less for every 20 cards that started in your deck. Okay, on board with that. So the first card we play each turn costs 1 less. Otherwise, what do we got out here? Swirl Squirrel, don't want. Crowd favorite with Black Cleaver. Could be a pretty serious game ender, but I think our top end is already good enough. Invoking Pokesticks don't need. 4 damage Wallops would have been interesting earlier in terms of the Tryndamere battle, but we don't need it anymore. And then the Rite of Dominance, Shield of Durandi don't want. So, oh shit, don't leave. Don't leave just yet, friend. We want the stacked against them power. All right, now into the healer. I'm going to cut a card. Something down here expensive. These are all good on the bottom row. So we're looking at Phantom Prankster, Warden's Prey, or Viper Worm. And I'm leaning towards the Warden's Prey now. He's just too expensive. All right. on to Thresh. And so, game start. The foe summons the Vaults of Helia. That's the same deal we faced earlier. They kill their small unit and get one that costs one more. And then when Thresh levels up, the foe creates 3 Shadow Isles champions in the deck. Gotcha. Okay, so we got an Evelynn. Gonna still hang on to Bird. He's a nice turn 1 play. Then look for a Huskmaker. Perfect, perfect. That's what life's all about right there, my friends. So let's see. The first unit we play on the turn, or the first card we play is going to cost 1 less. We can drop Domination here. That seems safe. And then we can just start to combo off next turn. Should be able to take down all of their units. Well, guess he's going to have some... Should we go ahead and hook this thing in? Probably. I guess he's going to have the units either way. All right, but I think we're good from this point on. I think this game's done. Everything being so cheap is such a good deal. All right, well, rip Domination. Get to add Evelynn. Now, we're not going to be able to Evelynn and Voice of the Risen this turn, right? Evelynn's going to give us 3 mana back. That was our first card. Now Voice of the Risen costs 4. We can't play her. But we can still get a pretty big board going here. And then we should get a pretty powerful attack next turn. And get a lot of shutdowns on what they're doing. How many deaths has she seen? Is she already just permanent flipped? We only got the 1? Oh, 3 of 6. Dead allies. Okay. So if we play the Threshing Husk, we can have 2 more units die, right? That's what we're going to get if we want to flip Evelynn next turn. And so we're like 100% losing the sapling. Then we can play 1 more unit, which we're going to want to be Salter. Right, because I want to have the Husk on board for next turn.
Ain't no shadows in here, friend.
Now we get these delicious attacks. Bark Beast first.
I love it when they scream.
Overwhelm into the Prankster. Take this other guy down. Boom, boom, boom. Now Evelynn's at 5 of 6. Perfect.
That's it.
So she'll go back to the front side. We can make an open attack.
Pro.
And after our open attack, we can play the Voice of the Risen. That'll flip, give us a rally, give us a fresh sapling. And we should be pretty close to closing this one down.
I can't get enough.
Let's see. I think we want to attack with the sapling. The next one's going to get +1/+1, but I think we're going to run out of space on our board. So I'm going to... I thought we might have gotten an overwhelm damage there, but we get an extra point of damage this way. Voice of the Risen comes in now.
Me first, Thresh.
Make all the flips happen. The crazy shenanigans, the animations all going through. Lights out, Thresh. Looks like we got about 1,000,000 damage on the board here. Add in Bird.
Okay.
Neg 37 into 25. Some people see that situation and just say, easy game. Not a bad set of games. GG. And so yeah, that was I feel like a pretty good primer on the Evelynn decks. We're getting a little bit more familiar with the Crown Guard's inheritance and using it properly and managing the amount of units we have die each game, so we get the better usages out of Evelynn, not tunneling in on that returned unit to ability on hand kind of thing. I think we're getting a pretty good hang of Evelynn. We're going to be ready for both Galio and Aurelian Soul. And so, I had fun with that. Hope you did too, because that is going to do it for us today. And so hope everyone enjoyed the video. Hope you maybe learned a thing or two along the way and had a good time watching. This is Bust, and we thank you for being here.